Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my 2024 planner lineup, and I am so excited to do so. I also want to share with you that today pretty much kicks off what I am considering to be planner season. From now until basically the end of the month, I am going to be hitting it with sharing planning content. So as I am planning and getting organized for the new year, I will be sharing that. I feel like the content is more so heavily focused on just planning different areas and kind of picking out my planners and all of that. But of course, I will be sharing how we're going to be planning or organizing our finances for 2024, but do expect that a lot of that financial content is really going to come in 2024, because I just feel like we got to see what comes of the rest of this year to really figure out what's going to come in 2024. But I am going to share some finance content this month, obviously, and share some of the ways that we're going to be planning and organizing our finances for 2024. I guess what I'm just trying to say is be prepared for a lot of planning content, or more than typical, for the rest of December. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into today's video. So first up, we have the 5-minute journal. This is a pretty popular journal that has, I feel like, come onto the scenes in recent years, and I've always been interested in using this. However, I never purchased one of my own, but I was at an event last month and I won this, so I thought might as well give it a try. I did do a flip through of it already. If you want to see practically every single page, check out that video, which I will have linked. But for the most part, I'm going to be using this 5-minute journal, and I'll just show you pretty much what it's about. So there are enough pages, I believe, for 6 months. It is undated, and in full transparency, I don't really see me using this every single day, but I do plan to use it, and my hope is that I'll use it every day. But I'm assuming that this may last me the entirety of 2024, because there will be some days where, let's say I'm out of town or XYZ, I'm not probably going to prioritize writing in this journal. So it very well may last me the entire year. And for this particular journal, essentially how it's set up is that there is a space for your morning routine as it relates to journaling, and then a space for your evening routine as it relates to journaling, or your nighttime routine. So this is what you're supposed to do in the morning, which is why it's lighter and has the sun. This is what you're supposed to do at night, which is why it's darker and has the moon. So again, this is what I'm going to be using for journaling purposes. I have journaled in various formats in the past, so I'm not necessarily new to this. I am true to this, but I've never had a dedicated journal that has prompts on it. When I was journaling or using a diary, or when I have done it, it's kind of like me just writing out random thoughts, not so much about practicing gratitude, I guess, or whatever. So we will see how that goes. I will say that in the back, while there aren't many notes pages, there are a few, and I guess if I ever feel the need to write down any specific type of journal entry, if you will, I can do that back here in the back, but there are not many, maybe like 10. So that's pretty much that. But this is first in the lineup, and I will be using this in 2024. My plan is, now here's the thing, I think I should take it with me to work in my work backpack, because I have a daily morning ritual or check-in at work when I'm planning out my day, and to me it makes sense to do it there. But I could see how sometimes by the time I get to work, I'm already annoyed with the whole process. So I could see how it might be worth doing before I leave work. But I don't have a consistent morning routine. My husband and I are the types of people to basically wake up last minute and then get ready and zoom out the door. We don't wake up and, drink coffee or this or that or whatever. We take advantage of our sleep, which I think is equally important. You kind of got to weigh the pros and cons. Do you want some alone time, or some time to kind of get up and get ready and get situated, or do you want longer sleep? I have always opted for longer sleep, but we will see what comes of this. We have been talking about, or even just me in particular, about getting up at least like 15 minutes before when I'm getting up now, and I feel like that would allot me a little extra time to have a slower morning routine, and I could actually stick to all the things that I like to do in the morning, such as plan my day or check in with my planner, meditate, pray. I love stretching, those types of things. Perhaps I could dedicate maybe like 5 minutes to maybe 3 of those different routines in the morning, 5 minutes to journaling. Although this is actually supposed to only take 5 minutes per day. I think like 3 or 4 minutes for the top part and 1 or 2 minutes for the bottom part. So maybe 3 or so minutes dedicated to this, and then the rest of the time could be dedicated to other rituals and routines that I actually do like to do in the morning, but I never do. But this is going to be number 1, or the first planner journal that we are covering in today's video, but it definitely is going to be the one that I'm anticipating not using on an everyday or super consistent basis. Let's talk about my actual planner that I'm going to be using, my physical planner. Next up, we have my hemlock and oak planner, and I use on average 1 physical planner each year. That's kind of just what I do. And I don't know what it is, but there is something about writing down my daily to-dos and tasks and appointments that really helps me to kind of have a guide for the day and know what the heck I'm supposed to be doing. So I opted for this daily planner from Hemlock and Oak. Already did an unboxing on this last week, so I'll have it linked. It's the same video as when I flipped open and unboxed the 5-minute journal, but this is real thick. She is thick, super thick, but it's a daily planner, and that makes sense to me. So I'm going to share with you how I plan to use this planner. This planner goes crazy because it's so big and it's so pretty, and this is the color Sequoia for inquiring minds. So how I plan to use this planner is as such. When it comes to the front pages here, I plan to use this if I see fit, because if I haven't mentioned this already, so this is primarily going to be my work planner, but it's also going to serve as my daily planner for all things, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But because it's mainly going to be my work planner, I actually plan to put all work related things here. And it might be like, let's say whenever we have our monthly counselor meetings at work, I plan to put those here because they are things that I think are really important and that should be highlighted. I'm not going to put every single meeting or appointment here, but I'm going to put those major things here on this spread. That's the goal. It's really not that important because there are other spaces or places where I could document that information, but to me it really just makes sense to use this as it relates to work for those more important tasks, events, appointments, particularly the monthly counselor meetings, particularly any type of crisis management meetings that we have, because I'm a part of the crisis management team. So reunification meetings, if that means anything to you, if you work in education, I'm going to be using this to document. Like in October, there is a training, I think it's in October, a training that is due every year. So I'm going to put that here. Those types of things that really need to be taken care of, or that I really need to remember and or know about. Don't really plan to use this too much. Like I might write some stuff there. It's not that deep. But moving into the monthly calendar, obviously I am planning to use this to its fullest because I love a monthly calendar. Now here's the thing, because this is my work planner, I plan to put all of my meetings and appointments and such for the month on this planner. Meaning in my current work planner and in every other work planner that I've ever had, and I've had a work planner every single year since I started working. And that's because I work in a profession where there are rules and guidelines that I have to abide by, like HIPAA and confidentiality, and now with school, FERPA. So for which case I like to keep that stuff separate and out of my personal planner. It's just something that I have always done and something that they encourage us to do working in my profession. So because of which, I plan to put only my important meetings, tasks, and to-dos for work on this planner. I do not plan to put any personal things on here unless it's a vacation, or if I'm going to be off of work, which would kind of dictate my work plans. So if I'm going on vacation, actually my friend's birthday is here and we normally link up this weekend for Martin Luther King weekend or whatever, since I normally have off Monday and her friend has off Monday and we all normally have off that day. I'm probably going to go visit her this weekend. So I'm probably not going to need to take off any actual days from work, but if I were to do that, if I wanted to go Friday or take off Tuesday, I might put off work on here, or vacation, or out of town, only because it will help me to plan around the days that I will not be at work. But for all intents and purposes, how I use my planner now is I put all IEP meetings on my monthly spread. I put any counselor meetings on my monthly spread. I put any other types of meetings, 504 meetings, you name it. I put all of those on my monthly spread, and that is because those are really important and I have to plan for those. It's also really important to me because I do not plan any IEP or 504 meetings or any meetings. I don't plan not a single meeting. However, I could easily have 20 meetings per month, and essentially I have to work my counseling sessions around those meetings, or pretty much work those meetings into my schedule, because I do have to attend even though I do not plan them or schedule them myself. So I'm gonna put all of those here because those are really important. And then if you see over here, it's all dot grid. Why am I calling this dot grid? I think I said that in the last video. It's all like graph, and over here there are boxes where you can write. So basically I can write in a to-do and then I can check it off if it's completed, and I do that on my monthly spread now in my work planner. So I plan to do the same thing each month. I need to complete my mileage, so on and so forth. So I plan to track all monthly to-dos over here, and then just track everything else here. Now flipping over to the first daily page as an example, I plan out my days now, but this is actually going to provide more structure. I don't have a schedule section in my current daily planner, but I do have a place to, you know, kind of write in any appointments and things like that. But this planner intrigued me because I felt like it offered space for me to do both. So if my day starts at 7 or 7:30, I'm going to put work, and then what I'm probably going to do, like I may just use a highlighter to shade the hours that I'm working, which they do vary from day to day depending on what school I start at. So I may shade that, and then I'm still going to put, like, let's say from 7 to 10 I'm doing client sessions. So I'll do client sessions, draw an arrow to 10 o'clock. Let's say then I have an IEP meeting at 10:30. So I'll write in IEP meeting and however long it's scheduled for. Let's say lunch is at 12, I'll write in lunch, and then whatever else follows me. Now for this section, when it comes to after work, there may be days where I do actually write in what my plans are after work, but then there are going to be some days where I don't. It just depends, because in my work planner now and in every other work planner that I've had, there are times where I feel inclined to, at the end of my work day, when I'm looking at my planner, or maybe at whatever point during the day, I might think, oh, at 4 o'clock when I leave work, I need to swing by Walgreens and pick up meds or something like that. So frequently I will write in things that aren't quite work related, but that I feel like I need to notate and try to remember whenever the end of my work day draws near. So that is why I plan to use this for personal things sporadically. This is definitely not going to be my go-to place where I'm scheduling out all of my personal events, tasks, and to-dos. Similarly, there are times where I have my work to-dos on here, but then I have some other to-dos that I may need to tend to maybe immediately following work, or maybe I don't have my actual personal planner that I'm going to show you in a minute on me and I can't access it, so I'll just write it in my work planner. It makes sense to me. Maybe these are all work to-dos, but then I'm at work and I'm like, oh, when I get home from work, I need to film a certain part of a video, like film an intro or something like that, and I might just add it on here. So at the end of my work day, before I close my planner, I can look and see, what do I need to do when I go home? Like what's happening, you know, at least the first couple hours or whatever. What's my main task or to do that I need to complete when I get home? It's rarely something like cleaning or cooking or anything like that, because I don't need to plan for those types of things. It's more so like respond to email from brand, or it's more so pick up meds or give lady meds or something like that. So that is what I plan to use this for. So I just want to make it clear that this is primarily my work planner, but I will be writing in here at times, as I do now, which you don't ever really see because I don't show my work planner unless there are pages where there are no risk of me breaching confidentiality or whatever. But that's what I do now. So I plan to do that in this planner as well. And again, I already did a flip through, but there are monthly pages for every month, and then there are daily pages for every day of the year. So this is my work planner slash daily planner. And I do want to say that I do have some accessories that I got with this planner. I got this brass pen, which I plan to use with this planner. And then I got some habit stickies. So these are sticky notes where I can track my habits. And then I also have these weekly stickies where I can write in any weekly things, because there is technically no real place in here for me to track my weeks, I guess, or what's happening on a weekly basis. I can use these if I need to, but like I was mentioning in the previous video, I always keep my monthly spread up to date, so I don't really need to worry about what I'm doing this week, because, or I don't have to worry about planning out my week because it's already planned out in the context of my monthly spread. I will have all of my to-dos and tasks for work, and similarly in my personal planner, I will have all of my to-dos and tasks outlined in my monthly spread, because my monthly spread is a real serious priority for me. But these were free and these were free, so I'm not pressured to use them necessarily, but it is cool that I did get them. You know, one thing I was thinking about is using these habit tracker stickies in my 5-minute journal, because I feel like this could be an all-around wellness gratitude journal. So I could track my habits in here, especially as it relates to my morning routine. Remember, I shared that there are some things that I aim to do in the morning that I never quite do. So it would be kind of cool to track those using these habit stickies, but also not quite imperative, because I do have another way where I do track my habits, but these came free, so that's cool. Now, I do have this pen holder, but I don't think I want to use it because it's really not that cute. But I may find some kind of pen holder, truly, because I do want to, yeah, that ain't really that cute. I may find some other kind of pen holder so I can keep my pen in here, because otherwise, first of all, this is a pretty expensive pen, but otherwise it's just going to be kind of thrown about and getting all lost in the sauce if I don't find a way to secure it. So I might figure out that. I just don't think this is gonna do it for me. I also have this adhesive corner pocket, which is really big, but it does fit. But I did not know, I already had this, I didn't buy that, I've had that for years, but I did not know that this planner actually does have a pocket in the back, and a very sturdy one at that. So that's kind of what that is. So I don't necessarily need this pocket, but I did bring it out. Another thing that I brought out or found, or that I plan to use in 2024, I think maybe, is this pouch from Miss Smarty Pants Creations here, and I love it. Look how cute. So I was thinking, especially for the time being, I am gonna put some stuff in here, but I was thinking this might be the little pouch that I use for 2024. I don't think I use a pouch right now because I don't know, I don't carry around sticky notes and stuff like that for my work planner, which is the physical planner, and then I don't really need any accessories otherwise for my personal planner. So, and then even my work planner for 2023 actually has a pin loop attached to it. So I don't know that I quite need this, but I do think I may be using this in 2024. And I also want to say that the pen that I bought from Hemlock and Oak came with a refill. So I might put that in here. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Put that in here. I am working on organizing my planner supplies and kind of getting all of that situated. I'm always interested in decluttering at the end of the year and all of that. So I am working on a planner organization video. And so whenever, I think I may vlog it, but whenever I do that and all that, I will share that with you so you can see kind of what supplies I have right now for anybody who cares, since I am more on the minimalist side of things due to switching my planner routine or setup a couple years ago. So let's talk about my actual, this is so cute. Can we just keep that? That's free, by the way. I said it in the video, but that was the freebie that I chose for pre-ordering. And so I have this little charm, which is the logo, I guess, at the end of this ribbon here. And if you did not purchase or get for free the charm, then you would just have the ribbon with nothing on it. But that's so cute. Let's keep it right there. All right, let's talk about my personal planner. Okay, so here is my personal planner in the flesh. I am going to be using my iPad mini for all things personal planning in 2024. And I actually designed my own planner, as I've done a few years now. So I actually want to share with you the 2024 planner that I have designed. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm going in GoodNotes now, and then we're gonna go to my 2024 planner, and then I'm gonna flip you through it and share with you how I plan to use it. And I designed this planner in Keynote for inquiring minds. Let's close. So just to give you, just for reference, this is my 2023 planner. And so it basically includes a place for my monthly spread. Oh, much better. A place for my monthly spread. And then there is a place for my monthly dashboard, and I would put my goals, which are they all stem from my yearly goals. So I would just put those here each month. My recurring tasks, and then I put those here at the beginning of the month, and then as the month goes on, I would just add some of my other tasks. Then I have a place for planning out my week in the event that I wanted to, and writing in my weekly tasks. I have a place for planning out my day in the event that I wanted to, and then a place for my tasks and my notes. Then I had a place for my December mood board, which I just fill up completely with photos. I had a place for notes. I had a place for my monthly reflection, where I wrote in my highs, my lows, my lessons, and my favorites. And then this is where I tracked my habits. In each month, or yeah, for now, I've been tracking, it kind of varies, but I've been tracking sleeping 8+ hours, exercising, reading, skincare, no alcohol, studying, eating, consuming low carbs, and taking medications and vitamins. And then I also have a place for my monthly gratitude. So I've stuck with this practically all year, I believe. So every day I just write one thing that I'm grateful for. So the 5-minute journal is going to be me taking it up a notch. So we'll see how that goes. And then I also had a budget section in here, but I rarely used it because I pretty much just do my budget in Notion. So that was my 2023 planner. Let's talk about my 2024 planner and the changes that I have made. Okay, so here is the front cover, and I think it's really cute. It actually isn't really picking up that well on this device because I designed the planner on a higher quality screen, which was my iPad Pro. And when I designed it on there, the cover was like the perfect color and it looked really cute. But then when I imported it here, it doesn't look that cute. So I may change it up a bit, but it doesn't matter. So this is the front cover. And then, should I zoom you in some? We'll go with it. And then here we have my index. So if I tap on any of these, this is the contents of my planner. If I tap on any of these, it will take me to any of these sections. I have a yearly overview, upcoming plans, a vision board section for my 2024 vision board, a weekly schedule, and then I have monthly pages within this. Okay, so for the first page, I have a 2024 yearly overview. And basically what I plan to do here is the same thing that I've always done, which I typically will come in here and I will highlight different things that matter. So let's say my friend's birthday is the 18th. I might put a dot for her birthday, and then I might come in here and put Deidre's birthday, not all jacked up like this, but you get the point, on the 18th. Or if I'm gonna be off of work from let's see, our next break is in April, so I think I'm off work these first 2 weeks. Then I might come in here and highlight those. It just kind of depends on what I'm using the planner, what I plan to use this for, or how I see fit. I can't confidently say what I plan to use it for in this very moment, but I think what I plan to use it for is going to be keeping up with my work schedule and my husband's work schedule. Though we both work for public education, we work in different districts and we have different schedules. And so it's oftentimes really relevant or really important or worthwhile for me to know what days he's working and not working, and vice versa, for him to know what days I'm working and not working, so we can schedule our lives around that. So I know we could never go on a trip the 1st through the 5th because maybe I'm off work. While I'm off work, my husband isn't, but he's off work this week, I think. So technically, if we wanted to take a trip, we could go that week or whatever. It's just probably what I'm gonna do. Okay, And if I tap any of these, it'll take me to the month. And if I tap any of these, it will take me to the month. So the planner is pretty hyperlinked. I also have a section down here at the bottom. And if I tap on any of these, it'll take me to where I need to go. So let me just show you what it is, and then you'll understand the little system that I have. So here is the first page of the planner, or I guess you call it the second page. So I have this, which is called 2024 upcoming plans. And here is where I have the section where I can plan. Sometimes I find myself on this page and I'm just planning for the future. So sometimes I'm like, oh, next week I got to give my dog her meds. And so I might come here and write this, and I'll reference this before I plan each week or each month or each quarter, so I can see what I said that I was going to do, so I can stay accountable. I also have the same thing for next month. If I'm like, oh, next month I need to submit my mileage, I'll write that here, reference this while I'm planning the month or before I plan the month, and then take the to-do and put it in the actual monthly section. Same for next year and same for next quarter. I didn't think I needed to fill this whole page with lines for upcoming plans, so I thought I might add this little section down here, which I was thinking I could also do some future planning. Maybe I might put this section, this might just be for birthdays. So remember, I told you my friend's birthday is on the 18th. So maybe this is just for birthdays. So I'll put my friend's birthday, and then I have another friend's birthday. Maybe I'll put that here. So I haven't quite decided. I'm going to set up these planners though and show you in the upcoming future what I decide on specifically. But right now I'm just kind of showing you what my lineup is and how I plan to use each planner, even though I haven't exactly figured it out in all the specifics, but I'm working on it. Next up, we have a place for my yearly vision board. So when I create my yearly vision board, I'm just gonna create it here, or I might create it in some kind of software like Canva, and then I'll just import it here. But that's where my vision board will live. We also have a place for my weekly schedule. For whatever reason, though I don't reference this when it comes to planning, this isn't how I plan my week. I like to have my ideal weekly schedule each year. And a lot of times my schedule kind of depends on what's going on in my life. Meaning when I took this job that I have now, my schedule completely changed. So I had to change up when I was filming YouTube videos, when I was working out, when I was doing this, when I was doing that. So that's kind of what this is about. Each year, I like to just plan out my ideal weekly schedule, and then if it ever changes due to some plans in my life changing, or let's say I get a new job or whatever, then I can just replan it and it will live here. So flipping the page, we have January here, which is the front cover or the cover for the month of January. And then for January, I have a bunch of space so I can plan out whatever I need to plan out. So if on the 1st I'm going to the gym, I can put gym at 6:30, I can decorate it, I can add stickers, I can do whatever it is that I want to do. I wrote that crooked and then I straightened it up. So I can put all my plans here as I have always done. And up here I do have shortcuts to each month, and whatever month that I'm in, it's going to be highlighted or it's going to be bold, so I know what month I'm in at quick glance, because this stands out more to me than this realistically, but it's also just a cute little added touch. And then I have a section down here for notes. If we swipe, and it's dated, which is new. I set and dated this whole planner. If we swipe to the next page, we have my January dashboard. So similarly to 2023, I have a place to put all of my goals that I need to focus on each month, or 9 goals at least. I have a grid down here, and then I have a place for all of my monthly tasks. And a lot of them, or a decent amount, are recurring, so I can put those here. Next up, we have my weekly schedule. For whatever reason, I have been loving planning out my week vertically. So I will come in here and write down all of my plans. Let me show you, like, just if I were to add a sticker. So I can add that in here. I can write here, workout gym at 2:30. Not that that's possible, although I won't be at work on that day, assuming it's the 1st of the month. I mean, yeah, the 1st of January. I don't have to work. I don't have to go back until, like, I don't know, the 3rd of the year or something. But I have a place to write in all of my personal tasks and then all of my work tasks. And I will have you know, this is the page that I reference the most when it comes to my planner. I am very much the girl who is hyper fixated on my weekly spread. And I just like to come here at the beginning of the week or at the end of the previous week and go ahead and start planning for the week and writing in all of my events or any meetings or anything, and then also writing in all of my personal tasks and my work tasks. And mainly when I say work, I sometimes will write in a task for my actual full-time job, but that's only if my work planner isn't within reach, or if I want to transfer it from this planner to the next one and I'm just putting it here as a placeholder. But for the most part, when I say work, I mean social media, that type of thing. And then I have a place here for notes. Then if we turn the page, I have a place for my January mood board. And so unlike a vision board, which is kind of, to me, what I want to see happening, the mood board to me is what actually happens. So each month, as I've done for several years, I will come in here and add, what is that a photo of? I don't want to add it if it's like confidential. Let's add this. I will come in here and I'll add just pictures from the month. And then at the end of the month, I have a collage of all of the best moments or the moments that I captured for the entire month. And I just think it's a beautiful thing. So that is that. And then we have the next page, which is for notes. And I just come in here and write in notes if I need to. I normally don't do a lot of note taking in my personal life, but if I need to, I put them all in the month. Therefore, I don't have to worry about losing the notes or trying to figure out where they are and flipping through. I just come here and I put the most important notes, and then I know at any point if I want to go back to the meeting notes that I took in January, I can come here because they're going to be here. And then if I ever run out of space, I can just duplicate the page by copying the page, and that's how that works. So I just have all of my notes here. Next up, I have a place for my January reflection. So we have a place for my highs, my lows, my favorites, and my lessons, and then a habit tracker. And I have my habits in an element. Let's see if I can find it for you right here. So I can just add those in, and I will have to, at this point, change the spacing so that it will fit the new lines that I have created. So probably not something I'm gonna mess around with today, but basically I'll have to change my spacing so that this new habit tracker element will work, but that's not it. But basically that's what I would do each month, is bring in that element so that I have my habits, because I already typed them out, and I can change the font and all of that as well. And then as I complete the habit each day, I just normally highlight it, or you can also scratch it. That's probably too big of a scratch or not the right thing to use. You can change the color if you want to have a little scratch in orange. So that's what I do. Okay, so next up we have, that's it. So that's February, and then it repeats itself month after month after month. By the way, this is an iPad mini 6, 5th generation. Is that a thing? I think it is. And this is an Apple Pencil 2nd generation. So this actually goes with me in my purse everywhere that I go, every single place that I go, and it is my go-to. And remember, I think I'm gonna just keep this with me, maybe in my purse or in my backpack. Honestly, I was gonna say my iPad might fit in here. That's how big, that's how small it is and how big this pen case is. Then I have my work planner, and then I have this journal. Okay, you guys, so that is going to be it for today's video. That is my 2024 planner lineup. So technically, I'm using a digital planner, a physical planner, and a journal. One that I'm hoping that I will stick to, but as I reiterated, or as I shared in the overhead view many times, I don't know that that's going to be something that I am touching daily, but I do plan to use that journal as it was gifted to me and something that I have been interested in, but just have not purchased. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously, I am nosy, and you have to share with me what your 2024 planner lineup is looking like for the year of 2024. And can you believe we're going into 2024? I can't. So for now, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give this video a like, subscribe if you're new, and if you're liking what you're seeing, and I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye guys.